Hey everyone, TM here. Just doing a quick video in regards to my thoughts on how Summoner ended up turning out in Endwalker, now that I've actually had enough time to level it, as well as test it, doing some endgame dungeons, as well as the Extreme Trial. I will not say any spoilers in this video, so this video will be spoiler free. I'm just sitting here in Labyrinthos, which is a very early zone that people get to early, so, and I won't go any further than that, so this video will be safe from spoilers. But anyway, I just want to go over my thoughts in regards to how I felt the job ends up playing, my idea of like what a rotation might look like, and like an opener at least that is, and just some other thoughts on regards to the job. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first thing I noticed is that when I first picked up Summoner, this felt like really like friendly, like a new person approach to it. Any new players wanting to look into picking up Caster, I think Summoner is a really easy one to pick up now. It's gotten away with a lot of its nuances. Pet ghosting is pretty much obsolete now. There are some instances where it can happen, but it's very minute, not to like the points we're used to see in previous expansions. Also, looking at the way that the flow of each of the summons go, it's very nice and very fluent. I really do like how like you have to kind of make a choice between which summon to summon. For example, Ifrit's got some longer cast times, so you don't want to use that summon if you know you're going to be moving quite a bit. If you do know you're going to be moving quite a bit, Titan's the one you want to kind of summon, because everything is instant cast. You just move and DPS at the same time. The same with Garuda. You want to make sure that Slipstream is going to be placed underneath the boss, and the boss isn't going to be moving, so you need to make sure you kind of have that pre-knowledge of, hey, I think the boss isn't going to be moving, or I know the boss isn't going to be moving for a couple minutes, or like a couple seconds or so. Let me go ahead and throw out, Slipstream. I also do like, in Phoenix, you still get your, the little small hot that you got back in Shadowbringers, but now you also get a single target one that you can actually cast on either like yourself or the tanks. So it's very nice and very in that way. So I really do enjoy having like the options there for us. And then most of the other parts of the job are pretty much the same. You know, Rune 3s are pretty much the same. Rune 4 is now a proc that you get from Energy Drain, that is an AoE ability, and it's 1 minute. So you know, you got time to kind of use that between a summon, or if you know there's going to be like a bunch of ads or whatever the case may be. Now, before I talk about pros and cons, I want to kind of go over what I think is an opener here for us. Now, it's not, I don't want to say this is like the tried and true, this is the opener you should do, but just wanted to kind of start off with maybe, and then kind of move into maybe optimizing that a little bit, because even lately I've been still optimizing mine. So, just to kind of talk it through real quick before I actually do it, you're going to start, you got two ways that you can start. You can either start with a pot at the beginning, or you can start with a pot in the middle of the rotation. I've been lately doing a pot in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead and do that just so I can do it, and I'll simulate it with a potion that I'm just going to pop. But basically you're going to do at around 2 seconds before the cast timer, you're going to do Rune 3, and you're going to then do Energy Drain. And then from that, you're going to do another Rune 3 into your pot, and then Rune 3, Seering Light, your buff. And then from Seering Light, you're going to summon Bahamut, and then you're going to cast Astral Flow. The reason why you don't immediately do Enkindle you don't do Enkindle or your Death Flare is you don't want, you're thinking the trick attack is about to come up. So you want to do one just regular auto ability, just keep your GCD rolling, and then you will do Enkindle, Death Flare, and then into continually using your Dreadworm ability. And then from there, we're going to move into Ifrit. I've been doing Ifrit because you can get one cast off in your pot. You can get one cast off plus the 2 auto attacks from your combo, your melee combo that you get in that window. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate it now so you can kind of see it. And again, this isn't like the tried and true one, so we'll see how this goes. So anyway, Rune 3 into Energy Drain. And then Rune 3 into, I did it backwards, but Seering Light, pot. And now we summon. We're going to wait 1, and then do Enkindle, Death Flare. And we're going to just dump our Festers in between each rotation. And then what we're going to do right after this ends, I'm going to use Rune 4 and then summon Ifrit. So in this instance, pot would be done about now, but I kind of messed it up a little bit because I accidentally did Seering Light too early. that's pretty much the rotation as a whole. As again, I'm still kind of learning it and still kind of getting used to making changes to it, as well as still just being familiar with it, because I haven't really been doing a ton of potting outside of the extreme trials, so still not full muscle memory plus talking over it's a little bit harder. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going through my summons, just letting them do their thing. I can move freely with Titan, and just kind of do all that, and then we'll finish it off by Rune 4 and summon Phoenix. Immediately do that, do the Enkindle, and you see I got this Rekindle buff that I can use. I'll just use it on myself just so we can see. Very nice. And that's pretty much how it goes. We're just going to rinse and repeat from there. So that is pretty much the Summoner opening / rotation. Nothing too crazy. I do think it's relatively straightforward. There's some optimization that can be done, but I think overall it's relatively straightforward. Now, pros, like I mentioned before, I do think this is a relatively approachable job, and I think it's relatively easy to pick up. There are some things you do have to consider while trying to master when to use certain summons, and also making sure you don't mess up your opener like I did. Also, the only thing that I can think of for like a big con that I think that needs to be really looked into is the fact that the pet still has Seering Light come off of the pet. The problem is that's not the big problem, because it's pet ghosting is no longer an issue. But for example, if I went to go and I'm gonna just do this now. Let's say I'm in combat and I do Seering Light. He's there, right? But if I'm over here now because I have to summon something, he goes away, Titan comes out, and Carbuncle follows me. He's now gonna follow me everywhere I go. It's not too big of a deal, but the problem could be is, let's say I'm doing a mechanic back here, and I need to use my 2-minute cooldown, and the rest of the party is either like up here or way in this corner because of another mechanic. They're not gonna get hit by it, so unless I place my Carbuncle back, people are gonna miss that. So that's something that summoners will have to keep in mind when doing their rotation and when doing their burst windows, is to make sure everybody gets hit by that, or else that's just going to be lost DPS. So that's something to keep in mind when optimizing your damage for fights. But other than that, I really think that the Summoner is a really good job. I've had a ton of fun playing it. I know I've said it multiple times so far, so I'm not going to say it anymore. So with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you like the video, you know, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Summoners if you had a chance to play it. Let me know if you think there's some things that can be improved upon, or maybe some things that I may have missed in regards to just like this is again just something quick, a basic guide. And if you're not subscribed, you know, that'll help support the channel. I really would appreciate that. And you can also follow me on Twitch. I'll leave the Twitch description and link below. You can come to my channel. We can go and have some open discussions about Summoner and maybe some of the other jobs as well. I am working on leveling Red Mage as my next job, as that's what I've mained in the past before. So I'll definitely want to make a video about that later on. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and head off for now. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, see ya!